Hello and welcome. I'm Matthias for mamoworld.com and it's almost Christmas, the fourth Sunday in December, and so it's time again for an update of our iExpressions library. Last week we already arrived at 99 iExpressions and now we again at 4 new ones, such that in total you have now 103 iExpressions. Okay, these iExpressions are different kinds of text expressions again. And the first ones are concerning random texts and random text blocks. The existing iExpressions libraries, or the previous one, already contained some random text blocks, and the first thing we did with those is make them significantly faster. So in my experiments I did, for example, the random text block simple computes about 5 times as fast as the old version did, depending on how large the text blocks are. So this means you can now create larger text blocks and still everything is quite fast. And this also meant we could make a little bit more complex random text blocks. Yeah? So far we had the simple one that just created one random text block and then changed this the full text block over time, and then we had the scrolling one where the different letters are moving left to right or in any other direction. And now we have the text block mutating, and this one is pretty nice because it's not changing all the letters at once, but it's like a static text block where at some points in time and place randomly individual letters change, and this gives a pretty nice organic look, and you can definitely create quite amazing backgrounds with this. We have there the text block and also the random text mutating that just creates a single line of these. So this is the first big change. New random text iExpressions and the old ones are now much faster. And then we have some other iExpressions that are pretty nice, like utility tools. Yes, they are not giving you such an amazing effect, but for example, when you create or when you play around with fonts, yeah, sometimes you are in a situation that you say, oh, this font here looks cool, but maybe it looks better if all my text is lowercase. Yeah? And instead of going into your text and changing each individual letter that you've written uppercase, now you just apply this iExpression that we call upper and lowercase, and it can very easily, in just one click, turn your text into a text that is either completely lowercase or completely uppercase or title case. So this means only the first letter of each word is written uppercase. Yeah? So this is pretty convenient if you work a lot with texts and want to not just play with the fonts but also with the case, so much more convenient than always editing the source text. Another thing that is also pretty tedious to modify is if you have text and you need to split the text into individual layers for each letter because you want to animate your letters individually, then this by itself is quite tedious, like creating 20 text layers, but I know there are scripts that help with this. But another thing that is tedious when you use these scripts is if you decide later, I want to change my text. Yeah? Then you need to go into each individual text layer and change the single letter that is there as a source text, and this is quite cumbersome. And you can do better there now because you can use our distribute to layers text iExpression. And for this one, it's like you have one master text, and then you have different like slave texts that depend on this one, and each of the slave texts uses one or takes one of the letters. And if you update your master text, all these little copies of the text that depend on it update their individual character very conveniently. So whenever you split up a word or a longer text into individual characters, one per layer, or also if you want to split a sentence into words, yeah, this can be done with this distribute text to layers iExpression. So to sum up again, great new random text blocks and faster random text than you had in the old version. And furthermore, now you have these upper and lowercase things and the distribute text to individual layers to split your text into single characters. Okay, so this is the end of our Christmas special. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And apart from that, be excited. It's definitely not the case that after this Christmas special we are done developing iExpressions. So there are new things coming with respect to iExpressions and other mamoworld products. I'm looking forward to see you in the next tutorials coming up next year. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this and have fun playing with iExpressions.